Give it up for my good friend Joe Fernandes, everybody.
What are you, battling her? Got this ping pong of crazy cackling broads up here. I'm glad you guys came out. You saw my name, Joe Fernandes. You're like, check this guy out. I'm amazing. Dad, you gonna come see me again?
Oh, we love you.
Oh, I love you too.
You're listening to All in Our Heads with Joe Fernandes and Mike Gaffney. Please enjoy the show.
Yo, welcome everybody. Hump Day with your boys.
Hump Day with the boys. Just saw a commercial for my boys CD.
Yeah, I was very happy to announce that today.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, because it was funny because last week, honestly, because of COVID, they said a record number of musicians are releasing albums, so all the distributors are backed up by weeks.
Oh, really?
So they're like, we can't promise the release date that you chose.
Okay.
And then, so I talked to them last week, and they're like, yeah, maybe next week we'll have a better idea. So I messaged them this week. I was like, you told me to hit you up this week. And they were like, yeah, we may have to push it to the 19th because everything's backed up. I'm like, whatever, man.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
While I'm discussing it with that guy, I get an email. Your CD's going to the distributors. It'll be on iTunes shortly. I'm like, wait, what happened? I told the guy, I go, hey, I just got this email.
Right.
He goes, oh, well, let's go with that then. That's how behind they are. But then I go, but am I free? You think, can I be confident to say it's going to come out on the 9th? Because I don't want the embarrassment of promoting it without knowing there's like a link there.
Right.
You know? And he's like, yeah, you can be confident, but I still wasn't. That's why I didn't do anything yesterday.
Right.
And then I woke up this morning and I had a notification, and then I went and it was on iTunes.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, now I'll put out the advertisement. I you know me, man. I'm big superstition. I hate announcing shit.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a fool.
I just feel like it's bad juju to be like, hey, this is coming out the 9th. And then it's like, because let me tell you, if I would have listened to them a few weeks ago, they're like, yeah, the 9th. Then 2 days ago, he was like the 19th. I would be like, you motherfucker.
Right.
You know?
And then in the 19th, they're like, listen, we've had some problems. We're looking more like August 5th. And you're like, come on.
I can only assume there's a ton of shitty music albums coming out if they're that bombarded.
Right.
Everyone's Corona fucking album.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to bring out the best in creativity or the worst?
I mean, I think if you're a good artist to begin with, it'll bring out good.
Right.
Because, I don't know. I was even thinking, I mean, not as far as stand-up. I haven't been working on any stand-up just because.
Right. I get it.
I can't do it. But, I've been very creative because you're just forced to. You're like, what the fuck am I going to do?
But do you think, like, a surprise, like, wow, this guy came out of nowhere and his story is going to be, during the Corona, I wrote this and I did that, and this is
like the big Corona hit, like the Imagine, like his John Lennon Imagine that came out of Corona, like imagine all the people stuck at home wearing masks.
Have anything to do with Corona? Like I'm just saying, in 2024 Oscar-winning movie is because the guy wrote it during Corona.
I mean, anything you write that takes place in 2020 has got to involve the coronavirus.
Does it, though?
It does. You can't pretend it's not happening.
No, I guess.
If your story takes place in 2020.
if it takes place in 2020, you can't be like, so I'm outside April 15th, me and my family were at Costco. Like, no, you weren't.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So we get back from a cruise on April 13th. Me and the kids, we go to Disney. Like, none of this is real. But I was ready to rock. If you guys are watching, you want to watch tonight at 10 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock Pacific time, there's a podcast that goes live called The Liars Club. And they have 2 guests on, and you tell 2 stories. One is true and one is a lie. And the listeners and the host have to, figure out which is true and which isn't.
That sounds like a fun podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I was all set up early. You know what I mean? Just ready to go, man. Had my cigar. Everything was ready. I was ready to rock. And I was just like, is there a code? Is there a code for this? And it's no response. I'm like, hey, is there a code? Is there a code for the Zoom? Still no response. And then I'm like looking on the flyer, and I'm like, man, is there a code on the flyer? Yeah, there's a code on the flyer, Mike. 7 p.m. Pacific time. That's the code, you moron. And I was like, I was ready to go.
It's so funny looking at comedy flyers now where it used to be like performing tonight at this venue at this time. Now it's like show tonight, Zoom ID.
Yeah,
it's like 17 numbers, password, check spot.
Funny times.
Yeah.
Funny times, chuckle
password, ha.
Yeah. Very original. They can't even get original on the password.
That's like there's some 12-step meetings that have like secret passwords. You're like, can you just put that public so people can come in?
Yeah. So the hosts are Jessica Wellington, and Felicia Michaels. Now you might know them; they're comedians. Felicia was an East Coast, and she moved out to the West Coast. And Jessica, I think, she's from the South and went right to the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
She's funny. She was in the Clint Eastwood movie.
The Clint Josie Wales?
No, the one where he was a grumpy old dude, like on his porch. El Camino.
El Camino, that's a good one.
Yeah, she was in that. Like she had a speak. I think it wasn't the way she told me the story. It wasn't originally. I don't think it was supposed to be a speaker role, but maybe it turned into one. She was like, remember there was like lesbian bikers in front of the. She was one of the lesbian bikers and like winks at him, and like has like a little back and forth with him.
Yeah,
she's a good broad. I like her a lot. Man. She's a really cool chick.
Clint Eastwood makes some banger movies.
Yeah, guy knows what he's doing, huh? He figured it out.
He's going to come out of COVID with a good movie, I'm sure.
He's a grumpy white dude yelling out the window with his mask on.
Paul Bond, how's Toby? Or is his name Cody? Paul Bond has been getting my dog's name wrong for 3 years. Paul Bond will send me. He'll write poetry about my dog, how cute my dog is, and he'll end it with "God bless Toby." Or he's like, "This is my favorite." One time he goes, "This is my favorite dog on the internet, hands down. God bless Toby." I'm like, "He's your favorite." And you don't even know his name. But now it's a running joke. Because he was even... One time I went into one of his lives. He was going live. I go live. I was like, hey, Joe, show me Toby. I'm like, hey, Paul.
I don't have a Toby. Felicia Michaels is very funny, yes. Both of them very funny. Jess is nuts. She's just crazy, man. She's like from the South. I just love her, man. She's got like this little accent. I like her a lot.
I gotta look them up. See her,
Jess just has funny stories. She's a fucking nut. We met one time. We hung out one night in the green room at Greenwich. She was visiting. She was with what do you call it? She was with Felicia. Came home. I guess we're here for a couple of weeks. She was doing spots, and one night I had a spot when she had a spot. We just hung out,
Yeah.
and just made. I was dying, and was just having fun in the green room. You know, like when you find somebody who's like just giggling back and forth, being silly, just back and forth. She just everything she said made me laugh. I was like, oh, I wish she lived here. She works. She's a
not the
she's a
miserable
doorman
comic.
at the store. She's a doorman at the store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now it's fun when you hang out with a comic that's actually fun, not sitting there all miserable and fucking suffering for their art.
Yeah.
Good to see you too, Paul. Hope all is well, man.
What did I wanted to talk about today? I did want to tell something. Well, I had these stories on my mind the whole day, like going back and forth.
Yeah.
But I'll tell the story that I'm not going to tell on there.
There you go. What would the name of your COVID movie be? In the
That's it. I just
cough.
Excuse me.
Mine would be a documentary called "Steaks and Sweets: How to Explode a Heart in 60 Days." a Omaha steaks journey.
Yeah. What would mine be? I don't know. Pick the worst time to be a vegan.
That's the title. The worst time to be a vegan.
Yeah, the worst time to be a vegan.
Yeah.
In the pandemic.
Yeah, only Mike would take an apocalyptic event to be a choosy eater.
Yeah.
The food supply's dwindling. Yeah.
You have organic kale though.
Yeah.
We have
organic
plenty of that.
kale or,
I'm actually glad I'm a vegan because big Ozark fans. Because it when you go to the store, tons of veggies and fruits.
oh yeah.
Tons.
Yeah.
Nobody's eating the cauliflower rice. That is in the front. You don't have to worry about that refrigerator item being gone. It is there.
See, I knew a lot of. I had a few friends that went vegan and got some got really, really skinny and almost like frail looking,
Right.
and some got fat as shit.
Yeah, I'm not doing it for weight. If I get fat, I get fat. I get skinny, I get skinny. I don't care about either one of those things. That is not the result.
I rarely see a healthy one.
Okay. Well, you like Mike Tyson? He kind of looks healthy?
Yeah. Oh, he's vegan?
Yeah. So
He wasn't. Not when he got all those muscles. He wasn't.
do you see him now?
Oh yeah, now. But
what's the
steroids
fight?
are great.
He's been a vegan, though. That's what got him healthy. Got him away from the pudge and into the healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If weight is my goal, then I would. I mean, no matter what I do, it's up and down. That's not why I'm eating like this. I'm eating like this because I feel it's a better way for my body. I just think that's a better way to live.
Mikey lifestyles.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell a story. So, and this is one of the stories. This is a true story. I'm not going to let anybody guess if it's true or not.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true because I'm telling you it's true.
All right. I was trying to guess.
So did you answer, Paul? We are Ozark fans.
Yes. I thought you answered him. We are Ozark fans. I think a few episodes back we talked about it. We can't.
Yeah, and it's maybe people aren't caught up.
The last season was their best season. By far.
100%. I barely hung on. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I wouldn't have made it to the last season.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for it was almost like I got involved in Breaking Bad. Everyone was talking about it, and I was like, I really don't sit down and watch shows like this. I don't take time out to dedicate to watch a show. But everyone's talking about it. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch it. And I was like, holy mother of God! And it was like at the end of season 2, I think going into season 3, the internet blew up with like, oh my God, I can't believe this show. It's awesome. And I was like, well, I guess I gotta look at it. You gotta watch it. I don't want to get rid of the pun. I just don't want my heart to explode. But yeah, the third season was definitely the best.
Are you gonna tell your story, or are we gonna talk about Ozark?
I was doing a little of everything because you got to do what the people are talking about.
I know the people are there.
So here's the story. It's how it kind of ties into how I lost my virginity.
Gross.
Were you there?
What?
You there?
What? Was that a good guess? It was gross.
No, it wasn't gross. It was my
All right.
virginity.
You gotta make. You gotta put your exposure up on your thing.
Exposure.
Yeah.
Was that a webcam? Okay.
Want to get rid of the pudge? You got to put down the fudge. True, that is true, Paul. But I'm loving fudge to get me through this.
Yes, not apple.
Fudge brownies. My mother-in-law
Better?
dropped off
Better,
fudge
Joe?
brownies. Yeah, it's good.
Better?
We can see you now.
Well, that is the goal. So how old were you when you lost your virginity?
I just turned 17.
Me too.
Yeah.
Same age. How old was the girl you?
16
Okay.
in my red Mustang. What?
Oh, you had a car at that time?
Yeah. My grandma bought me a Mustang for my birthday.
Nice.
I didn't know.
Did you get a permit?
What?
You have a permit, right? Not a license at the time, right? Just
No, I got a permit at 16.
Okay.
But I had no money for a car. My mother didn't have money for a car. So one day I come home from school and there's a red Mustang in the driveway. And I'm like, my grandparents lived with us at the time. I go, hey, Grandma, whose Mustang is that? She goes, it's yours. I got it for you. I thought you looked cute in it. I'm like, you're the greatest grandma ever.
Leanne's was 14 when she banged it out for the first time.
Wow.
Joe's looking at Leanne a little different, like, hey, slide in my DMs.
Hey, yo, Leanne.
How you doing? So I was 17. She was 19. She was my best friend, like my buddy's sister, because I'm my boy. We hung out for like 3 years solid every day, never apart, from like 14 to 8, like probably 4 years solid. So we were hanging out one night, and he went out with his sister's friend and me, and his sister was just all hanging out, getting drunk. And he went to his room with his sister's friend, and he thought I went home. But I went upstairs to his sister's room, and she, serviced me.
It sounds so.
I know.
So like
it's professional and cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because I had drank probably just about a pint of Southern Comfort.
Hey, babe, I don't want to get too romantic, but would you like to service me?
I'll tell you why I'm saying service.
I know.
You'll see the story, and then your joke will not fucking matter anymore. Because the story, it was a service call.
Sounds like a gas station. Would you like to
You'll
check
see.
my dipstick so I can service you?
Hey, Carlos, what's up, buddy? So anyway, hello, everybody who joined. Talking about how I lost my virginity, and the story's going to go into something else. So I'm upstairs with her. I'm on a pint of Southern Comfort, and I'm like a 6-pack of beer. I don't think we kissed. We might have kissed in front of my buddy, but I don't know if we did. I don't even know if we did. We were like flirting back and forth. I didn't even know I was flirting because I have been flirting my whole life, and I never capitalized on the flirting, so I didn't really know that it worked that night. So it worked with her, and so she took me upstairs to her room, and we were making out, but I was like I said, on a pint of Southern Comfort, like a 6-pack. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, so at the time, I didn't know, but my dick wasn't working. It just wasn't going to happen. And I'm a 17-year-old boy who can't get a hard on.
17?
Yeah, but it wasn't.
At 17, mine was almost always working. Like it was like I needed to stop working sometimes.
I get it.
I had an overactive imagination.
Me too. I was very, very. Yeah, I
didn't
always
wear sweatpants for a few years, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah, all my pants were shorts, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but I was like making out with her, and I was nervous. I was uncomfortable. I was insecure. It's my first time. I'm drunk, and it just wasn't working. And she kept going at it, trying to get it. That's why I'm saying servicing me, because she kept trying to get me right, and it just would never happen. Now, a little backstory on her brother. Me and her brother hung out all the time, and he'd been getting laid for a couple of years. So every time we would get drunk, every night, he wanted a blowjob. He would walk the streets of Jersey City hoping to find someone who wanted to give him a blowjob. I mean, that was his mission every night, bro. Every night. And I can hold my alcohol to where I was
That's
coherent.
just so funny. That's his mission every night.
Every night, bro. Every night. So he would be drunk, like he would drink brass. He drank Brass Monkey and like a fucking, like a Colt 45. That was his drink every night. And I would be like a half a Southern Comfort and like a 6-pack. But I was always pretty coherent drunk. I was like pretty much knew everything was going on. Very rare did I get so sloppy. But he was like always like just fucked up, and he'd be like, "Yo, I need a blowjob." That was his whole thing.
And that was his tactic. He just put it out there.
Dude, that was his tactic. Walking around like in his brain, we should go to one of the bars where all like the barflies hang out, the older broads.
Yeah.
And when they come stumbling out at 3:00 in the morning, they'll want to blow a 16-year-old boy. That's just what they're going to want to do. It never worked.
No.
No. So,
Wait
but
a minute.
I never had a blowjob. Now, I've watched him on movies, but I didn't know what he was so excited. It didn't look cool, but I didn't know why is he so obsessed with them. So it was always something I wanted. I'm like, I want that. I know that. Whatever. He really likes them, so they got to be good.
Yeah, they got.
So,
What was his name again?
I don't want to put it out there.
Oh, okay.
But because it's his sister and these are people from the old neighborhood.
Yeah,
I don't want anybody
hear
going,
you. No,
oh, you know. So, hi, Joe Fernandes, and I guess nobody else that's on here with him.
Hey, Mary, I don't know if you know, Mike don't like that. He likes when people say hi to both of us. I'm going to add that
guys.
to the book.
Be nice. Yeah, it should be, all in our heads with the guys. All the guys, both of them.
It's a lot of letters for her to type.
Yeah, I'm sure. Joe Fernandes and hi, guys. You think that's...
I thought you wanted to say, hey, Joe Fernandes and Mike Gaffney.
Nah, just guys would be nice. Hi, Angela. Thank you.
See, Angela did it. Hi, guys.
So...
Angela's a long-time listener. She knows.
Yeah.
She knows the
gets
protocol.
She knows, and she knows how to make me feel better right after.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get it. I'll take care of it, room.
Yeah. Hey, move over, Mary. Angie's here.
And I got it. Here he is. Hi, guys.
I got it. I'm servicing Mikey during this podcast.
So, I'm wanting this whole, blood. I'll just tell you a story about him one night. One night he's wasted, and he's walking. We're walking up the avenue in Jersey City, and he wants to go to this girl's house that he made out with once or twice. I don't even know. And it's like 2:00 in the morning. He goes, and I'm following him behind because he's so sloppy drunk. He's like a pinball machine, bouncing off cars and buildings. And I'm kind of like behind him, making sure he doesn't wander out in the traffic. So he leans on this tree, and he just starts yelling up. Like, I think the girl was Angela. Sorry. Ange, I want a blowjob. Just yelling up at her window. And her father came out and chased us away. So,
my daughter ain't blowing nobody. Get out of here.
Not tonight. Not that you ruined it, sir.
Yeah. Well, not with that attitude, she's not, sir. Talk about a buzzkill, Daddy-o. It's like this guy. It's like this guy was never our age before.
Yeah. So, I was just Tommy. So Tommy's in the girl with his sister's girlfriend. I'm upstairs with his sister. She's trying. I just remember. I can remember parts of the night, like me really making out, really trying to get in, but it just wasn't working. So we fell asleep, and I woke up about 45 minutes later, and little Mikey was ready to rock. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "What have we been doing?" So she woke up, and then we had, I got to do the sex, and for the first time, which was nice.
The sex.
Yeah.
Not just sex. Not I got to have sex. I got to do the sex.
The sex.
Okay.
So I go home. I probably leave her room about 5:00 in the morning. I go home, And like 2 or 3 days later, me and Tommy are always hanging out. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're getting high, maybe doing mescaline, smoking weed. We're not drunk yet, just hanging out. And he wants to go home and take a shower. Normally I'd be like, all right, go. I'll wait at the park. You come back when you're done. So I said, I'll come with you because I wanted to see his sister again because I'm better now and I want to experience the blowjob. I want to know it all happened. I want to be a part of it. So I went back to his house with him. He jumps in the shower and she was laying on the couch. So I walked in on the couch, like to the living room, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I like squatted down. I was like kind of kissing her, like a little bit. Like she wasn't like she was kissing me, but like she was more like that was 2 days ago. We're not there anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wasn't picking up that vibe. I thought like this is just continuing from 2 days ago. Let's just right back into this sex stuff we do now. But so I'm rubbing on her, and I stand up and I pull my dick out right away, and I put it in her, like, come put it in your mouth. Give me the thing. I want the blowjob thing. I want to know what this
aggressive
feels like. So I pull my dick out and I go to put it in her mouth. The whole time not realizing her dad was in the living room with us watching television.
Oh, my God.
So his dad was sitting there. He's like, what the fuck? And he goes to grab me, and I kind of run into the kitchen, pull my zipper up, and then he grabs me, throws me up against the wall, and Tommy comes out of the bathroom, and he's like, what the fuck, Dad? What are you doing? And he's like, he pulled his dick out. And Tommy's like, what? And I was like, I wanted a blowjob. I figured he would understand that. Like,
So
I wanted a blowjob.
You pulled a Louis C.K.?
Mm-mm. That's not right. Because she had already been down there a lot. So I figured we were still in that relationship. It's only 2 days later.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But I didn't know he was sitting right behind me. That was the problem. I think she would have been like, hey, let's try this.
Oh, so you think she wasn't doing it because he was there, but you weren't
Yeah,
picking
but
it up?
I didn't realize he was there.
Oh, see, I thought she was giving you vibe that she wasn't into you, and you're like, well, drastic times calls for drastic measures.
No.
Let me just whip it out and see if she's actually hungry. It just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, we kind of kissed a little bit, like a kind of quick kiss, and I was like squatting down. So then, like, I had my hand, like, I think like on her boob, and like she was like not saying anything, but I could see that she was like a little like, hey. And then I thought, oh, I guess we're not fully at the place we were 2 days ago, but let me just pull my penis out, and maybe she'll be like, yeah, I'll do it real quick one time. He's in the shower. But she was trying to tell me the whole time that her dad was right there.
Yeah, like Leanne says, she was familiar. She knew,
Yeah. That was the problem. No, that wasn't the problem. See, believe me, if her father wasn't there, I think we would have made out, and maybe she wouldn't have went down on me because Tommy was in the shower. Probably that was a little aggressive, but I really wanted to experience it, and it took me so long to even get a girl to touch my pee-pee that, you know what I'm saying? That
maybe because you referred to it as a pee-pee and she just didn't think you were manly enough for this anymore. Be like,
Maybe.
I like this guy, but then he said, thank you for touching my pee-pee, and it made me feel dirty and like I was doing something wrong.
I just, I talk to girls from my neighborhood, and I tell them how I felt back then. Now I tell them how I felt back then, and they're always like, wow, you always seemed, like not confident, but comfortable and like fine. And I was like, I was nowhere near any of those two words. Comfortable and fine were not at all what I was feeling when I was a young kid. Yeah. So when I did flirt with a girl, I was flirting, but I didn't pick up on their acceptance of the flirt. So I just always like never capitalized, never like, hey, why don't we go out? Or, hey, want to go to a date? Nothing. Nothing. It was always like flirt. The girl would like bat her eyes, and I'd be like, okay, bye-bye now. You know what I'm saying? I just would never go forward. She was down and hung out with me. I was like, oh, she kind of probably took the reins on it and pulled me in a little more. And then I just thought we were still doing that.
I was never good at picking up signals as a kid either. Just, a girl could be like, I like you. I'm like, are you sure? Like,
yeah.
I would even...
Always. I had a girl sitting on my lap once. I went out with this kid, Dom. I was like 16. The girl was like 18, 19 maybe. I was young, and Dominic was like a year older than me. So his girl was like his age, and this girl was old, like they were older. And we were going to see this girl, and they were both out on the steps. It was like, during the day. And Dom is like sitting on the steps, and his girl's on his lap, and they're kissing. And I go to sit down on the step, and the other girl comes and sits on my lap. I don't even know her, but she's just sitting on my lap with her arms around my neck. And I'm just like, we're just talking and just, being extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you going to fucking kiss me or what? And I was like, no, I'm all right. Like, no. And like, Dominic pulled me aside. He's like, she wants to make out with you, right? I was like, nah, I think she just feels sorry for me because like I'm the third wheel with you guys, and she just wants me to feel like I'm a part of the situation. He's like, you think girls want to make out with you because they feel sorry for you? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, well, you've got problems.
Nothing turns off a girl more than feeling sorry for somebody.
Yeah, but I didn't know that because, again...
Isn't it funny when girls ask you, like, they're like, Frank... I got a girl one time be like, actually multiple girls, can I kiss you? It's like, yeah. Like, I don't know if you've met men, but yes, you can do whatever you'd like to me.
If she said, hey, can I kiss you? I would have been yes. She said, are you going to fucking kiss me? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, I've had that too. And I didn't know that I just felt like, nah, you don't really like me. You're just being nice. Like you said, the girls, I like you. Like, are you sure? Like, she just told me she wants to make out with me. And I was like, nah, not true. Not true. That's like that story I told you about that lesbian girl that I knew, a beautiful blonde. I always knew her as a lesbian. We were just hanging out. Food.
Always knew her as a lesbian.
No, but like, I never knew her with guys. She was certified. You know what I mean? Like,
she had a check mark?
Yeah,
blue check mark?
She was certified. And we were hanging out going to film festivals, and she goes, how come you've never tried to sleep with me? And I'm like,
oh, that's right. Yeah.
I didn't know I can.
I didn't know that was an option.
I didn't know that's like what? Like you do. And she goes, do you want?
But is that the only reason?
Is that the only reason what?
That you didn't make a move? Like if you thought she was straight, would you have made the move?
Well, it's so hard to say because I met her as that. We became friends.
But if she would have said, hey, I think I'm straight, and then you just still hung out like friends, would you have done it, or you don't know?
I don't know because, like I said, like we met, we weren't friends that long, but we were friends. But you just take. It's almost like if you know someone's in a relationship, you just compartmentalize that.
Absolutely.
As like, you just don't even go there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then when she went there, I was like, she's like, you want to go there? I'm like, I want to go there. Yeah, that's nice. I'd love to go there.
I didn't want to go there for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, 5 times.
I mean, no, like who wouldn't want to go there?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm not a girl, but I am, quite the pussy in other areas, so it may work out for you.
This might not actually be a big leap.
Yeah. I know I don't have a pussy, but I'm a certified pussy as my father and a lot of other dudes that beat me up in my life. So this may be a nice little back door.
This is going to ease you into straight guys.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Yeah.
I am a real small step into straight men.
God, she was pretty. But she decided, she's married to a woman and stuff, but
okay.
That was nice. She was nice.
I remember this girl. I used to hang out. I mean, I'm just talking about how, like, I just never was good with women. It's not because I can talk, I can have fun, I can make people laugh. I just wasn't never able to take that next, like, so do you want to go somewhere? Like, I could never do that. I could never be vulnerable younger. I didn't want to put myself out there. Like, you had a stone cold tell me that it's, I'm sure you're a sure thing.
That's tough to do as an adult, probably.
Absolutely. But I got so much better at it once I got more comfortable with myself and realized that no matter what happens with anybody on this planet, I'm going to be awesome regardless, right? So, like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
like, as you get older, you're like, ain't nothing working out for nobody, so I ain't missing out on shit.
Right. What's the worst case going to happen? I'll be home. Like, oh, that sucked.
Like, remember when you broke, like, at least for me, like, when you broke out with people when you're younger, you just imagine, like, you're so depressed, you're like, their life is going to flourish, they're going to find true love and just have, like, everything's going to work out. But
Yeah,
it almost feels good being older, being like, oh, it don't work out for none of these motherfuckers.
No. Yeah. I remember I used to, you ever had a threesome when you were young? I had a threesome in my mid-20s, and then in my 30s, and then kind of like in my 40s, like kind of.
I never did.
24 years old, 20, 24, 27, 28, like in there. You know, like in the 30s, and then another kind of time.
I almost did, but she wanted me to go the other way.
I don't know what that means, bro.
Well, I was dating this girl. I don't want to say her name.
Oh, so two guys in the
Facebook.
girl?
Oh, she had a beautiful friend who
So you were down.
she told me she was attracted to.
Right.
She goes, I just want to let you know I'm very attracted to her. Would you mind if I hooked up with her? And I'm like, because we were just dating. It wasn't, and I was like,
Right.
I don't know, it's kind of hot. Yeah, I think she's hot. Can I watch?
Right.
She goes, yeah. I was like, well, how about if can I join in? She goes, well, yeah, but maybe only if you would do it the other way with me. You go with a guy with me. I was like, but I don't do that. You do that. You do the thing you do the thing you want to do. I don't do that thing.
I just see this conversation happening. I don't do that.
But then her friend walked in, like came
Right.
over that day, and I saw them together, and I'm like, I got to figure this out, man. I got to make this happen.
Right.
And I'm like, well, what do I have to do with the guy? Like, do we have to touch nip? like, do I have to touch nipple? Like, I just like massage my buddy's nip, or something like I don't know. And then I'm like, once I find out the ground rules, I gotta pick out like who I'm gonna invite.
Right.
You know, and I'm thinking of my list of friends. I'm like, I don't want to touch any of these grimy motherfuckers, even graze by them in a pool. Never mind. Share this intimate night. So I never got to, and she, went and messed around with that girl, and then I think she went and found a guy that would do other things.
I mean, I had a threesome that way too. 2 dudes and a girl. I don't count them as a threesome. I count them as an uncomfortable situation that I was a part of.
3 dudes and a girl?
No, 2 dudes, me, another guy, and a girl.
Ah, okay.
But I didn't have to touch the guy. It was just the girl about the girl. I didn't like that.
Accidentally cross swords or anything?
No, I actually kept one eye on his body. Wherever he was, I moved. You know what I'm saying? Like get the fuck over there. You get up there, I'll stay down here, dude, and we'll swap it up.
See, I don't think I could ever I know people. I have like friends that they do they swing and they swap.
They were a swinging couple, so it wasn't like.
I'm too jealous for that. Like I'd have to not really care about you.
Well, that's why
to be okay
certain
with
people
it.
can do it. Certain people can do it, but even the people who can do it wind up like this couple that I know. They did it. They were that for a while, but then it just became all the dude my buddy wanted to do. And his wife was like, "Can we just be like normal sometimes too?"
See, that's the problem. Sometimes when you delve into some freaky shit, then it ruins regular shit.
And I remember he would always, whatever girl was even remotely close to hanging out for the night, he was trying to get a threesome. Like, no matter what girl was hovering around their living room, he was always trying to bang out a threesome. Yeah. And his wife was like,
"What's your favorite number? 3?"
Yeah. His wife was like, we're just playing Pictionary. We're not always, trying to have sex with people who come in this house.
He's playing Pictionary, and everything he draws involves like 3 people fucking.
Yeah. That's supposed to be a duck.
Yeah. Supposed to say the cow jumped over the moon. But I know, but the moon, that's your nice ass, honey. And the cow's me.
The cow is you.
And then the star is Tanya. Because it's her house.
She would be the
saying. I don't know if you want to... Huh? Why does the moon have a dick? I don't know.
It's art. Yeah, no. So I was involved in that. Like, yeah, I remember at one point that I wanted. That's all I really wanted.
Was threesomes?
Yeah, like for a little bit of time when I first especially like in my early 30s, man. I was like in the prime of my life, dude. My early 30s, dude. I felt great about myself. It was the first time I ever felt good about myself.
Doing the sex a lot?
Doing the sex with many people. No relationships. First time in my life that I wasn't like, would you be my girl? I love you so much. Like I was this normal human just hanging out.
Was this pre-kids or post-kids?
It was after me and their mom broke up.
Okay.
And I took some time off from dating, just spent some time just trying to figure out.
Were you doing comedy then or no?
No, I just right before I started comedy is when it was really good. And then for the next year and a half or 2 years of doing comedy was that. My 30s were good.
Yeah.
They were good.
My 20s were good. I was married. I've been committed throughout my 30s and 40s.
All my numbers jumped immensely in my 30s.
Yeah.
I mean, so much that I was, like I said, there was these two really good-looking girls, and we were making out. We were all three of us were making out and going back to my apartment to have a threesome. And when we got there, my roommate and his girlfriend were in the kitchen eating. And I couldn't bring these two broads through the house because then it would have got out throughout the whole program that I'm just, doing this. And I didn't want my business. I don't like my business in the program. So I was like, let's just call it a night and let's reconvene when these two are gone. And it didn't happen. I remember a week later, one of the broads shows up to my house, rings the bell, it's like, hey. And we went to fool around for a minute. And I was like, I don't want me and you to get attached. And then that third party doesn't become an option anymore. So it's either that has to be open still. I don't want you to think me and you are committed to the fooling around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Leanne wants to know if you keep count.
I don't keep count, but I'll go back and try to reminisce.
Yeah.
I think men in general, and once you get older, it just all becomes a blur. But I think when you're younger, you're like, whoa, it's just because listen, here's the thing. Women not only know their number, know what their number could be if they wanted it to be, because they're in total control. If they want to make 80 their number, they can bang out 80.
Yeah, they can hit their goals.
Yeah, me, I'm just every time a new one comes along, now that's wants to have sex with me, I'm like, oh my god, if there was another one. You know
I haven't thought about my number in a while because I've been committed for 15, 16 years. But
right.
It was
but when you were younger,
very high back then when I discussed it.
Right.
But
did you guys speak about your number?
Back when we first started dating?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Mine was a little early recovery.
Leanne says she ballparks it. Well, that's a lot when you're ballparking.
Yeah, I ballpark it. And she means picking which ballpark they can all fit in. I don't know if it's really Yankee Stadium. Shit.
It's like the Trenton Trailblazers.
More Trenton Thunder.
Riders.
I wouldn't say
it's
I'm
like the Scranton Rail Riders.
Yeah, Scranton. I'm more of a Scranton Rail Riders numbers. I mean, I'm not doing sellouts during the World Series, but
But
Memorial
my
Day.
They made it to the playoffs.
Memorial Day weekend, AA ball. It's my ballpark.
With a couple of giveaways.
Yeah, a couple of giveaways. Yeah, I always got giveaways.
It's bat day.
Yeah, got a T-shirt shooter. Here's some pussy for you.
A T-shirt gun. Yeah, but I think the reason why my 30s were good, especially my early 30s, is because it was like I said, I finally was secure with myself. I felt good about me. I didn't need I don't know, man. I did a lot of work I was always trying to latch.
Good. You're feeling confident, and that's what girls like. A nice, confident dude. I was always trying
to latch onto a woman because I wanted love. I mean, I'm a sap. It's what I wanted, right? And
Yeah.
I always felt insecure, and I felt like nobody really liked me. It just was like, so any girl who even came close to me, I was like, I love you so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever they did. It's like, you want to go out for hors d'oeuvres? Want to go get some dessert? I love you too so much.
See,
So,
I was just the opposite. I had a hard time saying the love thing. Girls
no,
be
I
like,
said it.
girls be
I
like,
said
do you
it-
love me? I'd be like, can we talk about this next week?
I said it because I wanted to hear it.
Oh,
I didn't say it because I really thought I meant it, but I said it because I wanted to hear it back.
yeah.
And I never believed it anyhow, so I don't know what the fucking point was. And then when me and my kid's mom broke up in 99, I spent 99 and 2000 and a little of 2001 just really alone. Not alone personally, like alone, like with no dates, not even thinking about girls. And I was out with friends, having fun, just going to the gym every day. I was like really in shape. I was feeling good.
Yeah.
And I just, and I learned that like my life was awesome regardless of what was happening in it. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I started to feel great. And then I just started to fool around. And I remember I was with this girl. And normally, whenever I was with someone, I needed them to fall for me. I needed them to love me. I needed them to be all about me and just like, I don't know. I just needed them to be there. And I was with this girl. And I was attracted to her. I had saw her in 99 at Home Depot. And it was like 2002. We were hanging out. 2001, we were hanging out. And I was like, oh, my God, you're the girl from Home Depot. I saw you. Used to work there. And, like, we started hanging out. And we kissed a little bit, but nothing major. I went to her house to pick her up one day, and she comes out of the shower with her bathrobe on. And she just kind of, like to open up so her body is showing through the bathrobe. And so we're sitting. I'm like, you ready to go? And she's like, you want to do anything? I'm like, nah. And she was like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's really cool. Unfortunately for you, but it's really cool that I don't need you to like me because I'm not really that into you.
Wow.
I used to be into anybody who liked me.
Right.
And I just was like, it was like the first time ever that I was like, I'm not really that into you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then we went out to a dance that night, to an AA dance. And she was talking to some dude. And I got like a little jealous for a second because I got insecure. And I was like, oh, he's better than me. He's better than me. And then I was like, wait a minute. But remember, you don't give a fuck.
Right.
It was like this revelation, this epiphany. I was like, but you don't even like her that much. So maybe she likes him better. What does that mean about you? That makes you less of a person? And I was like, no, it doesn't. And I fucking snapped out of that thought process. And from that point on, I never thought that way again. I used to always think that a girl I'm with is going to find the next best thing. That's how I used to be. You're with me, but you're just waiting for the next best thing.
Well, I mean, because I think a lot of times when you're young, that could be. I mean, it's like young dating is like a lot of looking around.
No, I
like,
know, but I
not
felt
settling.
like I wasn't deserving of you anyhow. So you're just waiting till the next guy comes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. Like I felt like,
No,
of course
I'm
that
saying
guy's-
your feelings were spot on.
Thanks.
No, I'm just saying. Like that's how young people.
I don't know
are.
how you're. Yeah, that's not the point. No, that's not. No, I'm not talking about like young girls just fucking around dating each other. I don't even mean it like that. Because the truth is, that is how people are. You don't have to take it personal. I
Right.
took it personal. You know
What's
what I mean?
up, Jim? Jim Reader said, "Hey guys."
Hey, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. Comes in the room, bangs it out. No direction. Hi, Jim.
We got to give Mary a benefit of the doubt. She hasn't been with us
Only
long.
play. My job is to bust balls and to teach.
Angela says she gets it.
Angela's awesome. I don't know what she gets.
I think she gets what you were talking about before. With
Oh, right. I thought so. Yeah. I
know.
wasn't sure about the hey guys.
we know she already knows how to say hi, guys. She got that months ago,
Totally got that memo.
a year ago. But I think she relates with you. I think
Yeah.
I felt like that too. You know, especially if like someone like was out of my league supposedly in my mind.
Correct.
You know,
Which is normal.
I wasn't that off. That's what I'm saying. It's like
I hate when people say no such thing. Really? There's no such thing? There's no
thing as
such
what?
thing. Well, no such thing as out of your league. First off, I hear you.
Did you put your gain up or your exposure?
I think I put my exposure up, right?
Okay, yeah.
Is that good?
Okay. Yeah, it's good. No, people are. No, I mean, out of your league as far. Listen, man, everyone's got realistic expectations about who they go even try to talk with.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm attracted to women who are clearly in the major leagues, right? And I'm single ball, single A, maybe softball league, right? And I know that. I have a full-length mirror. I totally get what I'm about.
Yeah.
And I believe there's leagues. And sometimes, once in a while, there's a Cinderella story where the guy who plays bar league gets put in the game. It's not a normal story. But I'm still attracted to the major leagues. And I cannot hang around with bar leagues until the major leagues call me up. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how you want my body to react that way.
You just can't go out and have fun.
With someone I'm not attracted to?
Oh, no. I mean, there's got to be some sort. But, like, what do you, like, are you, like, physically attracted or just, like, anything? Like,
well, it could be physical first, but sometimes you'll hang out with a girl who you're not physically attracted to, but you just hang out, and then circumstances, you're like, wow, I just am into her. I don't know what happened.
Right.
That happens. Of course it happens. But I'm not going out of my way swiping right on broads I'm not attracted to see if I could find some hidden connection. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I swipe right on the majors, and I never match up because I'm not attractive. I get that, but I can't help what I'm attracted to. I can't help it. It's like a gay guy loves dick, and everybody be like, oh, you shouldn't like dick. Well, he does. So move on. You know what I mean? What do you want from me? I'm attracted to a beautiful woman that you may think I shouldn't be with. You're probably right, and I probably won't get her. Still attracted to her. My buddy Dave used to say, Mike, I will talk to anybody. Like man, dude, I would kick it and flirt with anybody. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen? You're not going to like me? Okay.
Nah, that's true.
So I would always be like, hey, how's it going? Make them laugh, joke around. Even though that might be
I look
just
for
innocent.
low self-esteem and down their luck. That's usually.
That's
No.
me and my buddy Tommy used to say. Tommy used to say, I remember we would do, well, you weren't doing it. Well, Plenty of Fish back in like 2008,
Yeah.
2009. Tommy has a Plenty of Fish account. And we like look at a girl and she's like very pretty, and he got to look at her, like her profile, and see if there's any damage. Like, oh, she's a single mom of 3. She's a cashier. Okay. That's my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's my girl.
that's my girl. And that's what Tommy used to do. Like, she's got to be a little beat up, Mike, if I'm going to get her. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a funny story about Tommy. I don't know if I ever told you this. Something I really wish I could work on stage because it's so funny. So I help him with this Plenty of Fish profile. A couple of things I thought was like so gay for guys at the time. He's like asked me to take pictures of him.
It just sounds gay. Hey, Tom, you want to come over and work on your
No.
Plenty of Fish profile?
Correct. No, Mike, want to come over to Tommy. Nobody's helping me. Tommy needed me to help him. So he's like, can you take a picture of me? It's like I put in my profile pic, and like we're trying to figure out an angle. Hey, Jess, trying to figure out an angle to take pictures of him. So he's like down this. He was down like 3 steps, and I was up at the top of the stairs, and just fucking any angle to make him look thinner.
I'm going to go to the top of this building
Yeah. I'm not going to
and
zoom.
look up and hold your hand like this. This guy's got the longest arms in the world.
It's like Marla Hooch. Remember? What a hit from League of Their Own. Remember when they?
Oh, Jess gave a kiss.
Remember when in League of Their Own when they were going around all the pretty players, and then they went Marla Hooch, and so they just took her like way out in the field, like what a hitter. Like,
Yeah.
So I go to Tommy's house, right? Yeah, there you go, Leanne. What a hitter. So I go to Tommy's, and he's doing his profile, and he's like, dude, hooch. And Maria found love. Who's Maria? Julie, you on our conversation?
That's Marla. And
Oh,
Marla.
Marla. Yeah, Marla. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't see. I got to need my glasses. Yeah. Marla did found love. You're right. The only one on that field that found love. That's right. So Tommy's got a profile, and he goes, dude, a girl responded to me. And it's like a big excitement. and they had been chatting, couple of shoots and emails back and forth, and she gave him her number. Now, her screen name was Love Ducky. That was her screen name.
Delete. Love Ducky.
Love Ducky. Don't delete. Don't be mean.
I'm joking, man.
So Love Ducky is her screen name. Tommy's is T. Patrick, I think it was. That was it. Right?
T. Patches.
T. Patrick. His last name was Patrick.
Oh, I thought you said T. Patches. I was like...
That would have been a good name, too. So he's like, she sent me her number. He goes, wait, maybe I'll call her tomorrow. I'm like, she sent it to you earlier today. Just hit her up. Hit her up. What the fuck? Just hit her up. She gave you her number. Just hit her up. So he calls her, and I'm there watching it. And he goes, this is so funny. He's like, hey, Love Ducky. Not her name. Hey, Love Ducky. It's T. Patrick. How are you? Good. Oh, what are you doing? So I'm just listening to this disaster of a conversation. He's like, what are you doing? No, I can only hear him. And he's like, oh, really? I wish I would have known. And he goes to me, he's like, her and her friend are at a chocolate convention in New York. They have like a chocolatiers convention. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, I saw a billboard for that. And he's like, yeah. So he goes back to talking to her, and he's like, okay, yeah, wow, man, I wish I would have known. And it's like, the whole time, like, what does it matter if you would have known? She wouldn't have invited you to the chocolatier factory. She's just telling you where she's at. But he kept saying that, right?
Yeah.
So then I just hear him, and he's no words are coming from him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, what's going on? And then she goes, it's got to be 5 minutes. He's just nodding, and he's like, oh, wow, man, yeah, I really wish I would have known. I'm like, still with the chocolate? You're still doing the chocolate thing? So I was like, say something. I'm like, say something. Ask her a question. What the fuck? He points to me like he got it, like he understands. Like, I get it. I know what you're saying. I get it. And he's like, do they have foreign chocolates? What's his question? Do they have not imported chocolates? Do they have foreign chocolates?
Oh.
I fell off the chair. I could not do it. I was so dizzy from laughing so hard. He gets up. He has to walk away. He has to put her on mute. His chest is caving in from laughing so hard. And I'm like, change the subject, bro. Not still chocolate, man. Get off the chocolate. Talk about something else. So he goes, all right. So he stops laughing, puts her on mute. And he's like, so ducks, man. What's with the ducks? Oh, you like, yeah, ducks? Yeah. My mom used to like ducks, man. We used to, she used to have all the stuff in our kitchen would have ducks. Like, I swear to God, he goes, he's like, we used to have duck placemats, duck napkin holders, a duck towel, we had a duck clock, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
All right, Bubba Gump.
He's like, all right, okay, yeah, maybe we'll talk later. Okay, bye. And just hung up, and he's like, head was hurting. I was like, what was that, man? How have you ever gotten laid? At the time, he was 35 years old, and that's what he was coming up with.
Because it's probably weird, the online thing. Just because typically, probably before that, you're out there, you kick it with a girl at least once, get a number, so you already have like a in. You've already had some sort of a conversation.
I get it.
These cold it's like telemarketing when you're online dating. It's like,
I get it. I understand.
Oh, Susan there? Are you looking for a boyfriend still?
You got to be a little more like conversationalist. You got to know how to have a conversation with him, bro. Why
Apparently
ducks? My mom used to love ducks.
I'm just trying to come up with excuses for him.
It was so funny. And I remember it was like 9 months later, he was on the convention committee. It was New Year's Eve convention, and he had to go up and read, I think, the 12 steps. You know how they do the 12 steps? Remember that? You know how they do that?
Yeah.
So it's him and someone else were reading the 12 steps together, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting. I said, I wasn't on the committee. I'm like, I am sitting dead center at a table. I'm staring at you the whole time. And you will not be able to look at me. I will make you laugh during this. So we're at the table before he has to go up. And he got up for a second, and he comes back. I'm in the middle of telling is it foreign chocolates story to the whole table.
Yeah.
And the whole table's just laughing at him. He turns purple red, and then it's like, read the 12 steps. He's got to go up after that situation just happened at the table. And now he's up there trying to read, wee, woo, and he can't look at me. Oh, it was the best. That was so fun.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
But I want to be able to tell that Love Ducky story, foreign chocolates. Like, just because of his.
You got to do it, man. I mean, if we ever get back, I don't know if you. I went to this storytelling show that was like not far from my house. This this group does all the time, and you got to go to those and tell stories like that, man. They're funny, dude.
Mm-hmm. But the act out of him going, because what made it so funny? He's sitting on a chair with his feet up on an ottoman, and I go, and I'm trying to mouth to him, "Can you ask her questions, bro? Would you be creative?" And he was like, and he gives me the thumbs up, like, "I got it. I know what you're saying." Like he knew what I meant. Like, I know what you mean. I get it. I get it. I got it. Did they have foreign chocolates? And that's what he thought I meant. And I could not do it. My head hurt so much from laughing. It was those moments. You know, those are the things, like, you know, when people pass away, you remember. You know what I mean? Like, you have those memories.
Yeah.
So it's so funny. When someone passed away, you don't remember that time he was being a dick. You don't remember that.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember the time he got on my nerves about something. Like, you don't remember that. You're like, I remember the time, you know what I mean? We did this.
Oh, yeah. Even anytime I think about my buddy Keith who passed away, I always think of the time. He's come hunting with me and my father all the time. And he'd never got any deer. And then one day, we just hear a gunshot come from where he's at, and we all have walkie-talkies.
Right.
We're like, Keith, did you get it? And there's like a silence, and I hear, either that or he's breakdancing. I just think of that every time I see a deer. I mean, it's cruel, but it was so funny. Either that or he's breakdancing.
You know, they say, man, like when people pass away, you take a little piece of their lives with you, man. Just I think that's true. I mean, like I said, I took Frankie's dumbness, Tommy's love for craps.
And you got all their negatives? Nothing?
Yeah. No. I didn't really have anything.
Whenever my friends die, I take on their worst qualities, and I become a worse human being. I need my friends to stop dying because I'm having a hard enough time getting through this life.
I'm really already struggling.
I'm struggling, guys. Can you? That's a funny script.
Yeah.
Over a guy's life, as his friends die, he takes on their worst qualities. Just becomes like this ultra asshole. But just a total degenerate.
So like my dad, when we would do barbecues out in the backyard, like my dad would always sit. He would set up a chair like right by the house because like the house blocked the sun, so he was in the shade.
Uh-huh.
And we had a barbecue here Monday, and I just instinctively took my chair over by the house, put up a little table, like a little like seat next to me, set up my drinks, my sodas, cigar, my food, and I was just over there by myself. And everybody kept going, "Oh, look, Poppy's there." Like that's what they call my dad, Poppy. And look, Poppy's over there. And like it wasn't even like I'm gonna do this. I just did it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, just watching them over here shooting the shit, and me just over there. And I remember like my sister was like, "You want something else to eat?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." And I just remember my dad was always like, "Nah, I'm all right. I got it. I'm good." You know what I mean? Like it was like, what the fuck? And you just take on these things.
It's weird. It's weird for sure.
So you said your first time having sex was you were 16 and you were 17, she was 16.
Yeah.
Were you drunk? High?
Probably stoned. Probably. Actually, no, because she didn't. That's right. She didn't like me getting high, so I used to pretend I wasn't a drug addict, which was very tough. At 17. It was one
of the biggest tests that drug addicts fail out. You know what I mean? is pretending they're not drug addicts. Most of them go through their whole lives trying to do that.
Want to hear a funny story? So this
Yeah,
girl,
well,
she kept
we are doing a podcast.
I know. I like to say that. So that girl that I lost my virginity to, kept breaking up with me because I was, I couldn't hide the fact that I like to get high for too long. So she's like, I can't believe you're picking that over me. It's like, yeah, whatever. Come on. Anywho, so one day I get back with her. She goes, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get clean. I'm going to get clean. She's like, okay, cool. So that weekend, I'm at this dude Pete's house, and we're tripping our balls off. I think a few podcasts ago I told you this friend Pete who used to always be tripping at his house all the time.
On your end, is the podcast frozen on Facebook on your end? Because it is on mine.
No.
Okay.
And so I take acid, and there's like apparently some dude that like wanted her, so like wanted us to break up.
Right.
So like I'm tripping my balls off. And someone goes, Joe, someone's on the phone with you. I'm like, what? I go to this phone. I'm like, hello? And it's her. She goes, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just hanging.
Right.
She goes, are you high? I'm like, no. Just hanging. Not high.
No.
So this is how bad I'm tripping, right? So she lived probably, I would say, 1 mile to 2 miles from his house in town.
Right.
I'm on the phone with her, convincing her how I'm not high so long while I'm tripping that I didn't know she wasn't on the phone no more. All of a sudden, I get a tap on the shoulder, and she's behind me.
No. You were on the phone the whole time.
I think so. When you're tripping, just time drifts. So all I remember is being like, no, I swear, come on. I wouldn't lie to you, blah, blah, that. And then all of a sudden, someone's like, tap me. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm on the phone. I turn around. I'm like, when the fuck did you get here? And she's like, you're such a liar. I'm like, why can't you accept me for who I am?
Now it's on her again.
Yeah.
Back on her.
No, it's funny, man. That girl, I never done nothing bad to that girl. I was just a drug addict. Never was mean to her. Nothing bad. She just didn't want to be with a guy like that. So I met Kerry 2005 or whatever, maybe.
Right.
So we're talking this girl and me. I turned 17 in 92.
Okay.
This is like 1992 story. This is what we're telling. So I run into her. I go to my mother's house to eat. And so we're talking 2005, long time after. So I'm in the aisle looking for something at Pathmark for my mom for her dinner. And a ball rolls down the aisle. And then a little kid comes after. And I go, hey, little guy. And I give him the ball. And then the mother comes in and goes, whatever his name is, Tommy, what are you doing here? And I look up and it's her. It was her son.
Oh, really?
And I go, hey, how you doing? She goes, ugh, and just like walks away.
Oh, there's nothing better than the ugh.
Dude, it was so many years later.
How many years?
Let's see, 92 to like 2005 or 6.
That's 12, 13 years later.
That's a long time. Dude, and let me tell you something. I did nothing but just be a drug addict boyfriend that didn't pay attention to her.
Sounds simple enough.
Hey, man. All right, so I was a habitual liar, but I mean, that comes to, you're dating a drug addict.
You got poor choices.
You
That's not
can't
me.
date a drug addict multiple times and be like, he's not honest with me.
Right.
It's really not part of the drug user's, repertoire. She said, I lost you. It keeps coming back at the same spot. Now I know why I was always behind before. That happened a lot. Good night, guys. Love you. All right, maybe there's something with fucking Facebook.
I signed out because the Facebook was like down to 1. It was like frozen.
All right, we're going to end the podcast.
All right.
Because I don't know how to fix it if there's something wrong with it. So, hey, everybody, thanks for, it says there's only one viewer now, so I must have kicked everybody out. So, anywho, thanks for watching. Thanks for downloading. Please buy my CD at iTunes. I really would appreciate that. So, you've been listening to All in Our Heads, I think. Is it going to end?
No, it was an hour, right? They're doing like...